Welcome back, friends, to another Age of Mythology Extended Edition cast. I've run out of replays that I've scavenged off the internet. The other ones that I try to upload, for whatever reason, it always says an error when I try to load it in-game. I have no idea why. So I'm going to be casting my own games moving forward. If you would like to give me some games to cast that are not already commentated over, you can tap the link in the description to join my Discord. Inside my Discord, there is a channel marked, upload your replay or upload your recorded games, something along those lines, where you can upload matches and then I will cast it and be very grateful to you for having shared that with me. But in the meantime, I'm going to be casting my own games until I get some more ammunition. And I think that's good too, because since I'm a much newer Age of Mythology player, it'll be helpful to break down very beginner stuff, not only for myself, but also for you, because I don't know, could I cast chemo versus magic? Sure, but there's so many high level things going on that I think this is better for my casting skill set to build that, starting with very basic beginner level casts. So I'm going to include this match, and this is not just any ordinary computer I'm going against. It is actually a modded difficulty, modded AI called Antithenes. If you look right here, it says on the right, top right-hand side, let me go on the black so it's easier to make out. Right there, underneath my name, it says the mod's name. So you can look that up if you want to try this mod for yourself. Now, I'm not only going to do computer games versus computer. I'm also going to include some matches against real players moving forward as just a little aside, so you can expect those as well. Typically though, I like to warm up on these before moving on to an online match, and that is what you're going to be seeing here today. I'm just going to feature one match, me versus this computer, showcasing a very standard build for Oranos. So let us pop right in. But before we do, let me just go over who's going to be playing. Me playing Oranos, and I'm going to be going up against a Thor. This is an 1800. 1800 is nothing to laugh at, okay? It's starting to get up, working up in the difficulty. 1900s, I can't break 1900 yet. It's super, super difficult. And I believe the map is, I want to say Anatolia, but I might be screwing that up. There's good amounts of hunt here. Little pack here, some bears, as well as some cows. So I'm going to be starting with the old hunting dog tricks, where you select a sentry tower, then shift-click your economic guild, and then you can research hunting dogs before the building is already up. Many of you veteran Age of Mythology players will know that trick, but that was something that blew my mind as a beginning player. So I'm just going to be training a couple citizens to move on to this elk here as I get my oracles out to start scouting out different sections of the map. I've been a fan lately of taking, one oracle here, one oracle in the middle, one oracle here, revealing a good section of the map, and then taking two oracles and then scouting in an arc, while this one, my third, goes and explores these little dark spots on the edge of the map that it would just kind of be inefficient to do, multiple oracles at once for that. Or just to have it go to a small section like here and then just have it stand there while it slowly builds its scouting ability. I manually use my oracle to scout those dark spots. Okay, very standard build order I've been practicing. 2 on food immediately. Next one goes on wood. Next one goes on gold. This is courtesy of Rappel and his coaching. Already has improved my ability by, 300%, just having a build order to continually practice and knowing exactly how to navigate the early game. With these oracles, I want to know where my next hunt is going to be. And I'm going to want to get some more cows if possible. There's a nice relic here, the Ship of Fingernails. This magic ship brings free food to your cities. Beautiful. Love to pick that up. The key thing to remember if you're practicing Atlantean and you're just starting out as a beginner player like myself is with this is very, very key, okay? With this gold citizen, you want 15 gold from this. So he's not going to be mining for a long time. 15 gold, and then you immediately throw up a manor right next to this site, both to protect the gold mine, but also to minimize the amount of time you spend wandering around looking for a good manor site, maybe in front of this tower here. You immediately get it down to prevent your next citizen from being supply blocked, or as they say in AOM, housed. Another cow here. I'm going to want to send that home in a second. So let's see how on it I am. 27 gold. Good. Very good. Very good. Many a match I played where I went to like 50 gold, 60 gold, 80 gold before remembering to throw that manor down. And I even got housed a lot of the time, which is just, it sucks. Okay. Very, very unfortunate. So I'm going to want to send this citizen out to food as well. You want to get a total of 4 on food. So these next 2 citizens I'm going to want to send out to food. Just doing a good job scouting here. This, where's my other oracle? Okay, they're both here. Yep. Okay, so another one goes to this elk. And although, lots of people say, and it's because it's true, another cow, send them back home. Very good. I'm on it. Lots of people say that the Atlantean is very easy when it comes to macro, or easier, just because, you don't have to drop anything off. They gather much faster. Each citizen counts as 3 regular villagers. But there is a lot of macro to be had. Or let me rephrase that. There's a lot of things to be aware of in the beginning of the game. You want to be maximizing the amount of time your oracles are spending not being idle. So being aware of when they maximize their scouting threshold so that they can then be moved to a different area. Like this one's maximized. He's ready to go. And I believe they play a little animation where like they hold their scepter up and it throws out this purple little wave. Temple going down at about 310. Move chicken. You're delaying my build. 310. There we go. We see the temple. We have some idle citizens here. Not good. I'm going to be wanting to correct that very, very soon. Look at all this time I'm spending not getting food. Terrible. Very terrible. Still haven't noticed it yet. This is huge, okay? In the early game, devastating. If I was on food right now, still, even if I was just sending them to chickens, I could have maybe 400 right now. But because these guys were all idle, and I'm finally I become aware of it. Because of that, I'm probably going to get a 345, 350 advanced time, perhaps. Oh, now that they're going way over here. See, I should immediately just thrown them on chickens to get this advanced time going. This is very poor on my part. I'm probably going to go for a 4-minute advance time now, just because these guys are taking forever to get to this patch of deer over here. I should have thrown them all on this. Maybe thrown 1 here on berries and then move them all to chickens and then move all the chickens over to deer afterwards. As it stands, I'm going to have a very, very late age up. Let's see what the computer's doing. They are almost about to have enough. They already have enough. They have their temple up. Finally, I age up through Prometheus. Once these citizens started gathering, it like skyrocketed up to the total amount. So computer hasn't aged up just yet, but they should be very, very soon getting that. I'm going to be getting hand axe as well. You don't want to get pickaxe because you want that extra wood to throw down. There we go. Now we see the age up, for our Thor player here going through the, oh my god, what is his name? Forseti, there we go, which gives trolls and the healing spring, I believe. Yeah, so you don't want to get pickaxe because you need the extra wood to throw down the barracks and counter barracks and start pumping from that. You can get pickaxe later, but if you delay it a bit, it's more economically efficient.
Skopos. Herjos, Burek.
There we go. We should be taking, one off of food to go on wood, just to keep that wood production up even more. I'm going to immediately want to throw down that counter barracks and barracks after I age up. Maybe, probably with this citizen here. Yes, there we go. Military barracks goes up. Promethean's up. Now, it's very easy to forget to throw up manners as well, as Atlantean. I mean, any civilization, really, it's easy to forget to throw up manners. I am going to be one step ahead, though, by putting this up, which is very good on my part. Very good to foresee, okay, I'm getting close to my cap. I kind of messed that up a little bit. There we go, fix that. Continuing to pump out citizens, also very important. Don't forget to re-auto queue, especially after you age up. And while you're aging up, just queue up another citizen and tap the auto queue button. I'm going to be wanting to put citizens on gold, but I want to also start getting more food. Something also to keep in mind is asking, when am I going to get, or excuse me, not when, but where am I going to get my next set of food? So I'm going to want to go here, and then I'm maybe going to want to come down here as well. And this chicken citizen is going to want to come to these berries after he gets done with these chickens. Once I get 3 total human military units, I'm going to pop off a Valor and then immediately push forward to go harass the enemy. I'm going to be wanting to move my oracles forward as well to start scouting out the location. There we go. And I want to put all of my military buildings in a hotbar and put them just like that right over here. Very good. Here's the location. So I'm going to be reinforcing the front line with more units while sending my first little group of soldiers out there. The Prometheans are very important in the beginning, classical to heroic, mainly classical though. Fight as you're pushing forward because they're good against buildings. And do they get a bonus against buildings? Let me see here. They do 5 crush damage, which is not a lot. But let's see what the Murmillo does. Murmillo does no crush damage. Okay, so Prometheans have some crush damage, which does more damage or is better, more efficient at taking down buildings. So they're very, very good at attacking buildings. I want micro them away from this Hursa, though, if possible. It's very easy to analyze this and being like, why are you chasing the Hursa with your Prometheans? Like, he could just turn around and start clubbing you to death, even though he would get killed, so that wouldn't be the most efficient way to use that Hursa. But there's many, many things you got to be aware of at the same time, right? Like, I'm housed again, so I'm going to want to build a house right now. There we go. Manor going up. Very nice. Little engagement here. Going to be wanting to use my heroes on that troll. Excellent. I'm going to want to take this tower down if possible. Just make my attacking force a little bit easier to keep putting pressure on without that tower. I think he's about to get towers, though. Where is it at? Yeah, he's about to have watchtowers in a second, unfortunately. I should just be ganging up on that tower. Just ripping it down. Because look, now it's going to be just peppering my forces with tower fire. I'm going to want to try to save this oracle if possible. I'm going to be housed in a second again if I don't anticipate this. Let's see if I do. My oracle's coming up. I'm going to want to pull this back. This was a mistake. I didn't want that there. Just putting more pressure on. I should wait. See, okay, now I have 3 Prometheans. This is a decent amount to push with a little shockwave. Try to get some more villagers. Not the best shockwave. I could have hung on to that to maybe deal with some of his military forces, but it's fine. Microing these Terma around this Allspark. There we go. I'm housed yet again, and I'm not realizing it because I'm trying to micro on the front line. I think it's better to just, if you're not actively trying to fight his military and you're ahead on military, I think rallying them back here and then keeping, like 60-70% of your focus on keeping yourself, am I building? Okay, I'm building another one. Keeping yourself up on houses and just continuing to macro up is more important. I should not be taking this tower fire. I should be using throw Prometheans in a separate control group. I got to start doing this because I just kind of put all these in one, and then eventually I put like a bunch of Terma in my second control group, while all my military buildings are in my third control group, and then use the Terma to go around harassing. You're going to see that later, but really I should be doing like first control group main army, second raiding army, third Prometheans, and then just tasking the Prometheans with like messing these buildings up. Because this is inefficient. I'm just continually taking tower fire. It's not good. I took care of the housing situation, which is good. Have some idle citizens. I should fix that soon. Get them onto these. There we go. Very good. Onto the elk. Just checking this town center over here, making sure he's not grabbing an early one. These upgraded AI like to grab town centers very early, and it kind of makes it a little bit difficult to deal with. It's like when they get those early town centers, they tend to just boom very effectively, and they kind of outpace what I'm able to do. Okay, he's starting to get throwing axemen, but he just doesn't have enough buildings, and he's just sending them one at a time, which is causing him to lose here. Getting this relic, that's the one that's giving free food, which is going to be a nice little bonus. I could be moving these oracles up a little bit. They're a little idle. Something else to be aware of. Okay, now using the Prometheans to come in and just shred these towers down. Look how quickly it falls. With just a couple Prometheans and a handful of military units. Very quickly. Good, that tower's down. Continuing to just pump out Prometheans. I should have by now gotten the upgrade. Okay, not quite. Haven't quite got them. Let me see if I can see. No, I can't. There's an upgrade to make them. Does it say the upgrade somewhere? Upgrades. Temple. It's this one. Alluvial Clay increases the hit points of Prometheans and their offspring. So they go from 175 to, I'm curious what that upgrade boosts them to. It doesn't quite say. 175, let's see if we can remember that to check later on, because I believe I do get the upgrade eventually. If I stay in the classical age for a while, I wanna get the upgrade very early, or at some point if it's just like a long drawn out classical age battle. And I want to keep it in the classical because that's where I'm going to be the most effective. So if I can raid with the Terma and just keep denying their economy, which you're going to see eventually, then that's going to allow me to keep it in the classical era. But it's just because I have so much pressure here, such a big army. It doesn't quite matter. I can slowly, even if he goes up to the heroic age, I can still be in a great spot. Housed yet again. I'm going to be wanting to build a manor very soon, if possible. If not possible, then I want to start grabbing town centers to increase. There we go. So I'm getting that town center, and I'm probably going to get this one very soon as well. Took out the longhouse. So this is where I see, okay, I see he has some villagers up here. I think very soon, okay, no, I'm just coming up here with my whole force. I'm going to want to take down this tower and just start pressing in. I should be more, since I have 4 Prometheans, I should be much more aggressive here with taking buildings down. These walls are super annoying. I love that the AI knows how to do that, though. It's very cool. I should just be putting my army on this tower. I don't need to send all these units over here. This is just delaying. There we go. Now I separate the Terma into a second control group. And I'm just going to kind of wander around, I believe, just trying to find some easy targets. Got some idle citizens here. They can go onto gold. And just continually checking, if you're a new player, continually checking this top little area up here. Where's my idle villagers? Idle military, yes. But the idle villagers is a much more important aspect. Another thing to keep in mind, make sure all your settlements are producing. Here's the third now being grabbed. Make sure all your settlements are producing citizens non-stop. very, very important to continually produce citizens. I'm floating a bunch of wood here, so I should be taking... how many do I have on wood? Just the one? 2. I have 2. So I could be taking... I guess the wood's fine. It's only 2, but with 7 on gold. Maybe think about taking 1 off of wood and moving it onto gold, just because I have so much here. I have enough now just to start attacking the town center straight up. Because once I get the town center down, that's just going to be GG's. So I should be focusing on that and just not letting these take out all the little military while the town center is just raining fire upon me. There's a Hearser coming out now. I want to focus that down. Got some more population, I believe. There we go. That should be producing more citizens soon. As you can see, I'm starting to lose my forces. They're starting to get whittled down little by little. So I'm like, okay, now I have enough Prometheans. Let me start applying pressure. Let's see how quickly this town center goes down. I'm letting my human military, because they don't deal any crush damage. I'm just letting them rip apart the economy while the Prometheans and Mermillo, hero, is just starting to shred that town center down. Just with 3 Prometheans, already a fourth of the way down. So I could have been doing this much earlier into the match, and that's something to keep in mind. Like, if you're not actively having to battle military, yes, you should always be engaging military if military is here. But, like, whenever the opportunity presents itself, use the Prometheans to just apply pressure. And continue to make these Prometheans. There's the upgrade now. Alluvial clay, very good. It's about 60% of the way done. Let's see how much of a boost it's going to give. So it's currently at 175 total hit points for the Promethean. And it's going to go up to... Let's see. It goes up to 227. What an amazing upgrade. And the offspring is at 104. Incredible. Very powerful upgrade. So I'm going to want to stream more of those out, if possible. I'm floating with a ton of gold here. So I should be thinking about getting more upgrades, more armor upgrades, continuing to produce citizens. I am now doing that at all town centers. Very good. I could have done that a lot earlier. This town center was up for a long time without me getting citizens out. Troll here, should want to take that out. I should be moving all the Prometheans onto this town center. Even with just the one Promethean continually chipping away at it, it's going down quite a bit. Tons of economic damage being done. I need more Prometheans out here. There we go. Let's get some more. I could also be throwing up another couple military buildings, since we are so ahead economically. If we just look, we have enough to support that, I believe. Just a ton of gold. We don't need this many on gold. We should start thinking about moving some to food, which I am. I'm starting to build farms to get ready for the transition, because I have gotten... There's a lone deer there. I've gotten just about all of the hunt in in my area, at least, in the middle area. So now I'm starting to get this last little bit of elk and these bear here. These bear are going to be nice, but I'm now starting to transition into farms to get ready for the age up. I'm really hurting for food, so I'm going to want to take even more, maybe these 3 citizens off, to make even more farms, maybe throw them on the berries. I need to be aware of floating resources like this. This is really, really not good as well. Okay, now taking the Terma just to harass this wood line, taking them away from the main army. Town center continuing to get just chipped away. This is good with the Terma. I'm loving that I'm doing that. I could be doing that a lot earlier. good bit of some idle military. That's something to be aware of as well. I need to be continuing to push my rallies up a little bit closer so I can see that, because once you're focused on this, it's hard to just kind of see this little bit of military units. But there we go. There's the GG. The forced GG. The next elo up for these AI I'm working on destroying. It's a lot harder. That 100 bump, for whatever reason, just turns them into beasts. So I'm gonna have to keep practicing against this elo and human players, of course, to just kind of perfect this build order and iron out those weaknesses in my game, that of being, floating resources, idling villagers, idling military, idling production from new settlements, just getting the build order more efficient, more smooth, more clean, being more aggressive, and putting more pressure on, and being more proactive, again, with the floating of the resources, in spending them, maybe getting more military buildings, getting more military and economic upgrades, as well as what was the last thing? Preventing getting housed. That's something else I need to work on. So just tightening up all those elements to be able to take out the next elo of units. But this was pretty good, considering I'm a brand new player. I am learning things pretty fast. I'm aware of my weaknesses. And if you notice any weaknesses that things that I should be working on, things that I can do, feel free to comment in the comment section. But I think if I just keep practicing this, then that is going to get me to a nice spot. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope this was entertaining. Hope you learned a lot. If you're a new player just like me, please hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And if you want to support the channel, just like these amazing people, you can tap the link in the description to become a patron and support my channel by subscribing to my Patreon page. There's a lot of really cool benefits in there, a lot of really cool perks. Make sure you check them out if you want to help me grow. And I'm excited. I'm super excited to cast some Retold games when that comes out, whenever, this year. I know it's this year, so it could be the end of the year, it could be a month from now, who knows? Very, very exciting time. But I'm pumped to bring you more games. And yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sharing some of your time and energy with me. Hope it was worth it.